By golly, I think we got it. Look at us. We're making history right now. Good morning. We, my friends, are taking a road trip. It is, I think it's somewhere around 9 o'clock in the morning. The shop opens in about 2 hours. And I have got to go and see if I can find some more components, some more specifically stainless steel ear pins, because I have been making a ton of jewelry and now I have turned my sights to making earrings, and I whipped up everything I had yesterday, all the parts, and last night I was like up making even more pieces, going, I'm gonna get what I need today to go back, and that way I can finish it up today. And I have the whole community table in my shop completely filled with just all kinds of charms. I'll show you in just a second. But anyhow, first, we're going to take a road trip. I'm going to head out and get what I need so I can come back to the shop and work while the shop is open. Matt just called me in and he's like, just look down. How much gas do you have? I'm like, 53 miles. So I need gas, but I don't need gas now. I am willing to chance it. Are you a risky person as well? This is not risky. I mean, I'm shopping within town. 53 miles would like take me an hour out. I am driving 10 minutes. We're gonna be fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. It is a gorgeous day. We're on the lake and it feels like I might as well be on the East Coast, over in like, I don't know, Maryland somewhere on the ocean. It is absolutely gorgeous. And let me tell you, it is what? Wednesday morning? There is so much traffic this morning, it's unbelievable. Where are you all going? What are you all doing? Oh, you can feel the heat, the humidity. They didn't have exactly what I needed, but of course you can always find something that you need in a craft store. But I did get this to try. I've been making my own loops, but apparently they make a one-step looper. Now, is this pure gimmick? Does this work? This thing is not cheap. Its regular price in here was, I think, $43.99. And of course, just like the thrifty person I am, I went online and got a 40% off coupon, making it 20 odd. I'm going to try it and see how this works. I'm going to keep my receipt because I want it to work. I want it to work. Please work. All right, let's run over to the next spot I've got to stop. I really want to do stainless steel hoops because it seems like so many people really like that. It's okay for the rest of the design project, the earring piece or whatever it is, to have base metals or mixed metals, but the part that's actually going inside your ear, your body, yeah, I just want that to be a metal that a lot of people just don't have reactions to, and it feels good to them. I don't want to put any earrings out into the world that aren't stainless steel earpieces. We made it back. Yes, we did. Look at all my mess. I was having a great time here. Look at all. Every single one of these is a little clip that I had to make earrings. That's what I'm working on today. So this is just a pile of recent charms that I got in. I paired a bunch of them, even though they're not technically perfect pairs. Like, for example, there's a moon and a star, so they work really well. There's a planet and a star, you know? So I'm gonna do some earrings that are mismatched, but at the same time, they're still twinning, you know what I'm saying? They go together. What's that saying? We're not twins, we're sisters. So I feel like they're gonna be in the same family. These are some extra C ones of just ones that I really couldn't make pairs out of, so I love this guy. I'm gonna put all these over in the, just in all the randomness of charms that we have when people come in to make jewelry here. Here's one I was working on. This is a moth. You see, this is how far I could get because I didn't have the loops. But this is a carnelian stone, the stone of motivation and fire determination. Lots of good fuel there. I love that color. Very juicy. And then I was making this piece of the component here, and I was doing them all by hand, but do you see how there's this loop on all of them? I've been doing it by hand, but apparently that piece that we got today, I don't know, the automatic looper, one-step looper I think it's called. I'm gonna give it a shot and see which is better, manually or with a tool. So we'll check that out. Also have something else to test. All right, I need to take a minute because I got to get the shop opened here. We open in about a half an hour, and I just got to get everything ready. But look at all the pretties. Look at all the pretties. So I'm going to get the shop open, and then I'll sit down here, and we'll catch up in a second. Squish. Such is life. All right, so I'm going to plug this in, and in a minute, I want you to tell me if the audio improves or does not improve. The music is down, but there's still fans on today, providing airflow all around us, and also our moonwell, our fountain is going, so it causes a lot of white noise. I'm yelling. So I'm gonna do a test today because I have invested in a microphone. Now this is the second one. Actually, you know what? Let me just see if it works, and I'll talk to you then. How about that? That is not the fun part, and that is making it work. Green light. Do you have a green light for me over there? Can you hear me at all? Let me just check the back. Let me check the back. Is there a green light? There is no green light. Okay. Why would there not be a green light? Okay. I think you're supposed to have a green light. All right. Crisis averted. I found your green light. All right. This is me. My microphone is on. Can you hear me as I bring it closer? And does all the other white noise fade in the background is my question. I'd like to be able to do lives during the shop day here on the shop floor, but a lot of times I go to my jewelry studio over here, my whole wing of the building that's dedicated to all the stuff we do, what we produce here at the shop. But I'd like to be able to have a good microphone so that you guys can hear me really well. And then maybe we could hang out a little bit more out here where all the peoples are. So tell me if this works for you. I might have to test my audio here myself before I go any further. By golly, I think we got it. Look at us. We're making history right now. This is so exciting. I'm about to start my own daily podcast right here at the table, right here, right now. And I don't think I have to yell. I think that just having it close to me will be good enough. Now here's the other test. It's got this little clippy clip. I put it down here. Can you guys still hear me okay? This is a test for me to look back on later. I put it on my necklace. Right there. Can you guys still hear me okay? Can you hear me louder than the fan, louder than the well? And you thought I was joking about starting my own podcast. It actually came with 2 microphones. So that means that I could interview someone. Matt doesn't know it yet, but he's going to be my very first guest. He's out paying some bills. We're ordering some more fun stuff. I'll have to test the necklace thing when I get off of this part of the video. But hopefully it came out okay. So we have tons of jewelry. All these sets that are out on the table that I showed you earlier, I've got to get them made into earrings because they're all matched up. And the moment I sweep them off the table, they're not matched up anymore. So we've already done that brain work. So my goal today is to get through as many pairs of earrings as possible. I'm going to, even if I run out of the stainless steel earring wires, I think they're called earring wires. I got to look that up because I can't keep saying thingamajigs. Okay. So the wires for the ears, and then I'm going to put them together. I'm going to put everything together. Everything. Stay tuned. You don't know it yet, And I don't even know how we're going to do it, but we're going to get it to work. Okay. We're going to like make it all work. I'm going to get through all the things. We're going to put the crystals on them. And if I have a set at the end where they're just kind of done to this point, that's fine, because then at least, they'll be matched up with the same crystal and stuff. So it'll be easier to find the pairs. Hopefully that made sense. Okay. My brain is thinking about two things. It's thinking about, is this working? Are the green lights on? Could I do this? I just be a little bit different to get used to, but I like it. Maybe now when we're thrifting, oh my gosh. Hello, welcome to my thrifting ASMR channel with Sonia. How fun is that going to be? Oh my goodness. I could interview Stanley. Daily interviews with Stanley Cat, which reminds me, where is Kitty? Oh, I see him. He's out in the catio. He's out in the catio relaxing, grounding, and doing his thing. Okay, so we're going to clean off this table. I'm going to have to find a little box or a little bag to put all my little mic pieces. So they sent me this little guy here, which we're not sure yet what that is. I'm thinking that might be maybe a charger. Maybe I'll have to keep the microphones charged. We don't know. We're going to find that out. 2 microphones and this little piece that plugs into my phone. So I'll have to find a cute little box to store everything in. No, say it ain't so, Sonia. Will you actually have a box? I have a million things, my friends. I have all the things. So I'm going to go find a little box to store this little IT setup in, and then this will be my little microphone. So tell me if you think this is an improvement, and if you like it. And so maybe we could chit chat out here during the day, get back to my daily vlogging, and it'll be a good time. Adventures in creative shop life. We just don't know what it is. So today, what I do know I have to do is, again, pay some bills. I've got some beautiful, beautiful jewelry on its way to me. We just got a bunch in today, and I've got a bunch half in progress. So with that, I need to get myself going. I think I do have some like old cute zipper bags from the Epsi days. Does anybody remember? And did you do Epsi as well? Man, I did Epsi for years. I had so many samples of so much makeup. Holy smokes. But I also now have like 9 million bags. And so I try to use them for stuff. But there's always more. So I think maybe I'll find a cute little bag to put this little microphone set up. And that way I can bring it with me, throw it in my purse. What's in my purse? Everything. But I'm the one that you want on your trip, because you know what? When you need a microphone, when you need Tylenol, I don't know what you need. Benadryl, I got it, girl. I got you. I got your back, friend. So I'm going to do that. But yes, the days of Epsi. Yeah. And now the days of where we're like, how many subscriptions did I sign up for? And how many do I need to delete because like it's costing me a fortune every month? Hi, Matt. Welcome to my podcast. Would you like to join my podcast? Look, hello. I'm doing a test. I told them that you didn't know it yet, but you'll be my very first podcast interview. Oh, look, I got a green light. Okay, if this works. Now, we don't have to yell into it. I'm learning the distance to have it from me, but see if you can. All right, welcome to my podcast. How are you today?
You act like I never worked radio or media before.
So you're completely confident and comfortable with this podcast?
I didn't say I was completely confident and comfortable with this podcast. I'm just saying I'm not going to yell into a microphone like a lunatic.
I don't know. There's something really soothing about just sitting here and talking into a microphone. Don't you find that?
Not really, but you go on with your bad self.
I don't know. All right, I'm going to pull it over so they can see you.
Well, I might not be here long because I noticed
We're going to turn into public radio. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. How are you?
Welcome into the studio today.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so comfortable.
What you don't know, if you just know us now, is that me and Matt both have a background in broadcast and radio. And so I feel like, actually, to go back to the public radio days, it's quite fitting that you're here today.
Thank you very much. I want to congratulate you on appearing with Will Smith in one of his biggest movies of all time.
Thank you. It was called Concussion.
Yeah,
I sat next to.
If you haven't seen it, make sure you catch it on Netflix.
Actually, the front seat was reserved for Will Smith's sushi, but I did get to sit in the seat that was closest to it. But yes,
And Albert Brooks messed up your hair
he did. He did with
repeatedly.
his dang umbrella.
I think he was trying to murder you with that umbrella.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. Where was security that day? I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know.
I don't know.
But I did learn that many movies. I met people from all over the country that day who appeared in many mainstream movies. I was acting as a reporter. If you look, you'll find me in the movie
Yes.
Concussion.
You're
And
even in the trailer.
I think when I applied to be like one of the featured extras, they were like, "This girl is actually a legitimate reporter. We should have her play one. I think she knows what to do." So I did get to do that. But I met a ton of people all over the country, and they that's what they love to do. They just love to be extras, and they'll fly everywhere. They have agents and they go everywhere. And so for a period of my life, I actually did that. I worked with a talent agency, and so many of you might even know me outside of the walls of my creative life. It is. Let me think. I have played. Oh my gosh,
You were
I
the
played.
Sheets girl.
Oh yeah, I was the Sheets girl for a while. Yep, on the front door of Sheets, if you know
And
the
more than
regional
just the front
Sheets.
door. You're on the gas tanks,
Um,
billboards. You were everywhere.
I was everywhere, and then I played a like a. I was in a veterinarian clinic commercial that played up in New England.
You
I
played
brought
a
my.
vet, didn't you?
Yeah, no. I played a couple different roles. I can't even remember it now, but at that particular one, I carried somebody's cat and with a carrier, and I talked
Huge in
about.
Boston.
Yeah.
Huge in Boston.
But then there's a bunch of other there's a bunch of other commercials that I appeared in, and I was different. What else was I? I can't remember. I played a bunch of different like professional occupations, and I also played the very upset housewife. I think that had to do something with, I don't know. It could have been like insurance type stuff. I
Yeah,
don't know.
upset. What
I just
housewife?
showed up, and they told me, what we want you to do is act like you're very concerned, and I
They
had
should
to
have just
like
sat me
talk
in
like
the. They
this
should have
here.
just sat me in the corner in the chair, and all you had to do was look at me for motivation.
Very concerned. Very concerned. So, what do you think of our podcast? I don't know. Do you remember? I was
I
talking
don't
about it
know.
earlier about
Is this
Ipsy.
is this just video or is this?
This is video and audio.
Well, I mean, is this live or is it just
Oh, it's recorded right now, but they're watching
no?
us right now.
On what? What platform?
They're going to be watching us on Facebook, on
Oh.
YouTube, all the places. But I was thinking about this earlier, Matt, to go on, to the next
I
segment
thought this
here of
was
our
like.
podcast.
I thought we were doing resumes so we could go back to work. In the
Resumes?
real world. Yeah.
Explain. Can you
Well, you were sitting there and we started.
can you step into that a little bit? Like, I'd really like to flesh out a little bit more about what you just said.
Well, you were sitting there and we were talking about our backgrounds, and you're like going, "Oh, broadcast media." So,
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Past resume.
I grew up a farmer in southwestern Pennsylvania.
Were you allergic to things, Matt?
Mainly potatoes, but
Okay.
strawberries, pine trees as well, which
Yeah.
I'm both highly allergic to. I don't know if I should admit that on the air if anybody ever tries.
So
to
your
take me
family.
out.
Let me get this straight. You're allergic,
Right?
and your family had a. So you're allergic to pine, but your family had a Christmas tree farm.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, and then I went to the Marine Corps at 17.
You did.
And spent almost a decade in the Marines.
You did.
Doing
Yep. That's actually where I met Matt.
Doing nefarious things to other people in different countries. Yep.
Seeing the world,
Yes.
doing stuff and things.
Been all over the world.
Stuff and things. When I first met Matt, I would say I would be like all kinds of questions, Being from Canada and meeting Matt, and he actually was traveling at that time. He was in Canada, in Newfoundland, as part of an exercise.
Yeah, I was the Forward Special Operations Group.
You were. Yep. You were part of the selected Marines to come in and basically demonstrate to the Canadian government. Oh boy, this podcast is getting really deep now.
No, that was the other guys. I was there.
Now I'm feeling like legit podcast. Okay, we're going to talk about the Canadian government at this point. Going back to my CBC days.
Well, at that point they were selected. I was one of 20 people to take on 80,000 Marines from all over the
I
world.
remember. I think it was 90,000 because I remember one of the sentences in my story, and it began something like 90,000 military have descended upon the small town of Stephenville, Newfoundland.
Versus the 20 chaos creators, mainly myself.
Matt is here to burn the place down.
That was me. And actually, I did a pretty good job of it, too.
Yeah, you did. You made your
Paying
mark.
locals for subversion.
But they came at that time. I kid you not. I kid you not. They came with dolphins in crates, amphibious vehicles. It was pretty amazing. And so, guess what? I was covering a story about it, and Matt was actually part of the event. And the rest is history. And now, again, thank you for joining us on our podcast. Yeah. A million moons later.
And then that's when I joined. Actually, I got done. I got bored after that one and started a band, right?
You did?
And then the band blew up. We were on Ozfest. We were on stage with Clutch, Misfits, Manson, everybody who was big in the 90s. Got to sing with some of those bands.
If you come to our shop, you'll find all that kind of music listed on our playlist. We get so much. Matt is very much a connoisseur of music, okay? And he has pulled together the most amazing playlist, set list here for the shop. So when people come into the store, I couldn't tell you how many compliments we actually get. That's our son from Japan. That's a whole other part of the story we didn't tell you about. Okay. Reporter meets Marine. The rest is history. We do have a son, and he is currently in Japan. I didn't get to see the whole text. It kind of disappeared. Yes. Yeah. I think he just bought his first car. No, I'm sorry. This is his second car. His first car in Japan.
He's bad-mouthing the first car we bought him.
Oh, really? He likes this one better?
Yes.
My first car was
he got
a Cavalier.
First car, so.
Paid it myself completely. Actually, when I met you, I was in my little car. I had friends at that time who had a graphic artist garage business, and they saw me one time. They're like, "Hey, Sonia, come by, and if you want, we'll put your name on your car or whatever." I'm like, "Yeah." Got my name. Somebody's probably still driving around in my Cavalier with the name Sonia. You know, logoed on the side of the car, right below where you sit. Those are good times, man. Those were good times. The best.
So, and then I got out, became a chef because I like to eat, and then worked.
No, you like to cook. I like to eat.
Oh, I like to eat.
So therefore, it was a marriage made in heaven.
Yeah. And then what happened? I worked for like Nemaco and Woodlands, executive chef for Frank Billy Ray Properties, Inc., Ward Wing, Sabre Pittsburgh, different things like that. So yeah, we did a lot.
When Matt cooks for you, it's not like a fling it together in the kitchen like me.
It's a religious experience.
Oh my gosh, it takes him sometimes hours. I'm like, what are you doing? Is the food ready? Well, no, we need to marinate it. We need to cut it in little itty bitty bits. We need to put it in the fridge. We need to cover it with saran wrap.
No, that's different. No, when I cook, it takes me about 10 minutes at most.
Yeah, but it takes you like
the prep
121 steps before you get to the
cooking is not prep work. Prep work is totally different. So when I start prepping at 1 o'clock and I'm making all kinds of sauces and different things to cook at 6 o'clock.
Right.
At 1 o'clock is not dinner time. So I want to clarify that.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he's nibbled so much and 121 steps that by the time the food's ready, what do you say to me?
Yep.
I'm like, you going to have some?
Yep.
Oh, I'm good. I nibbled the entire time.
Yeah. Well, I had to make sure the food is correct.
You were testing it along the way. Yeah. Well, I will give my 10-star stamp of approval. I will tell you that. But yeah, inside Matt, there is there's many, many food business ideas. And every day we talk about what if there was a restaurant that did X, Y, Z, like every day. We're serial entrepreneurs. Yeah. Yeah, we really are. And so therefore the creative shop life continues. I think that's probably the best way to describe our life because we have so many chapters and so many seasons of what we've done. And I think if you are going to be a business, you have to evolve and you have to keep trying different things. Otherwise, you give it up and you go back to work for somebody else's dream. So thank you guys for tuning into our podcast, but also for all your support through the years. You've seen different faces, different parts of our lives. You're like our cat, Stanley. Stanley Cat has been with us for 17 years, and I think how much life that cat has seen, like how many, homes we've changed, locations we've changed, our business has changed. Our son, Stanley, was actually our son Riley's cat.
Yeah.
And now Riley is off in Japan, and we're still here with the cat. The cat's still staring at us.
Yeah,
He's
cat's
probably like, "What are you
outside
doing
watching
now?"
traffic right now. So
Yeah, I said he's in the catio. He's doing good though. He's just laying down. When the cat starts making eye contact with you through the window, then okay, he's ready to come in now. He's ready to come in. But yeah, so this is kind of fun. Tell me what you think about our very first podcast. I'm going to title this video our very first podcast, and people are going to be like, "They're doing what now?" Yeah, we're talking. We're talking about stuff. We're talking about things. Don't know what we're going to call our podcast. Think about that, Matt. What would you call this podcast? What would you guys call this podcast on a day-to-day basis? I can see that Matt's talking to Riley. His messages are popping up on the screen. I have to catch up with the boy. All right. So proud of him. He's in the Air Force. Where is he stationed to? Right outside of Tokyo.
He's at Yokota.
Yokota, that's what it is.
Before that, he was at Kirtland in New Mexico for a couple years.
He's seeing the world. And we both think that's really important. So we're so proud of him. He's doing great things. All right. So with that, we want to say thank you so much. You're going to have to cue the little out cue, Matt. We're going to need some music. Somebody add some music right here. And, we can always improve, right? What's the biggest? I read a book one time and the whole premise was, what is the biggest room in the world? And everybody would answer that question and nobody would get it right. And then the answer at the end of the book was room for improvement. And I'm like, that's deep. That's deep. All right, friends. Hopefully this even works to put this up because the video works okay. And you can hear us.
All right.
Thank you, guys. We're going to work with all this jewelry here and over here and over here and over here and get it all done and clean it all up. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.